The Bold Sell competition is essentially a business pitch to a panel of potential investors. The way you're pitching your idea is by using a PowerPoint slide deck. The catch is you haven't seen any of the slides before until you're actually up in front of the potential investors. So you have to think on your feet, you have to be creative, make them laugh, and deliver a solid value proposition to these potential investors. You're going to be rated on how well you sold your product and how well you communicated your ideas. It's not an easy competition, but it definitely is fun, and it's a great experience for all undergraduate students. So I signed up last semester as a competitor and actually came second. It was a lot of fun. I signed up kind of on a whim. I didn't see any of the social media or anything like that. I happened to be walking past a classroom and saw them setting up and asked what it was. Got some information. Sounded great. I went in and I actually advanced to the final round and came second. It was a great experience for me. I think it's definitely a value-added experience for any student about to graduate, going into a professional career. It doesn't really matter what your concentration is or how good your ideas are if you can't communicate them to your boss or your colleagues, right? So I think it's a great experience to learn public speaking, learn thinking on your feet. So I definitely wanted to get involved in some way past being a competitor. Well, the thing is, the Bold Sell competition is funny or humorous in nature, just because it's sometimes funny to see the presenters struggle up there because they've never seen the slides before, and just some of the things they come up with off the top of their head can be quite humorous. However, I think it's serious in the fact that, again, it's a skill that most business people, most professionals should have, the ability to think on your feet. And the notion that you can't go into every single presentation 100% prepared. There's going to be things that come up, there's going to be questions that your colleagues or your superiors have for you that you're not going to be expected. So you just need to run with it, and you just need to be confident in yourself, confident in your presenting, so that you can really deal with anything. So I think it's serious in that aspect, that it's a real skill that I think a lot of professionals need, but it definitely is a couple humorous moments in every presentation. Well, like a lot of people think that you can't prepare for this competition at all because the slide deck is completely random and you've never seen it before, but there's a few ways that you can ensure that you're going to do well. So the first one would be learn some of the key buzzwords commonly used in business. This is going to go over pretty well with the judges. If you can, throw out common business vernacular, it could impress the judges. It can make the crowd laugh, especially if you're using it in a context that it's not normally used in. The second thing is you have two open-ended slides at the beginning and the end. You have your intro and your conclusion. Those you can completely prepare for. You can come up with a backstory, a conclusion, your company's valuation, which really wouldn't change depending on the product. You can come up with your ask, the dollar amount for the percentage of the company you're looking for, or some kind of, other deal that you're looking for from the judges or potential investors. Really just go in prepared. Have a game plan. Have a theme of your presentation. If you keep linking back your presentation to the theme, you'll be surprised what you can come up with. I think what made me successful is the fact that every time I did use humor in my presentation or did make a small joke to the judges, I never broke a smile. It's kind of like a dry humor I use because you want to come across as very serious. You want to come across as this is the product that you're pitching to the investors. And of course, use humor, make them laugh, make the audience laugh. But if you laugh, then you lose credibility. So I was humorous in my delivery, but serious in my approach to the actual business. As well, I am a business student. I do know the vocabulary and things like that. I used as many buzzwords as I could when appropriate. And before going in, I definitely had a game plan of where I wanted to take my presentation. Every single slide, I just had that in the back of my head, trying to fit it into my overall game plan. I would definitely tell the presenters this semester to focus on a couple things. First, when you're up there, just relax. Everyone's here for a good time. Just take your time. There's power in silence. You don't have to be going a million miles a second. Just take your time, deliver the slide, make sure you hit all your focal points in the audience, and just deliver a quality presentation. Especially on the last slide, the conclusion, that's the last taste that the judges are going to get of you. So prepare something. Prepare, a little closing statement, a little closing argument, your backstory again, wrap your entire presentation back in itself, and deliver the value proposition one more time. If you can do that, I think you'll be successful. You can't really control what happens in the middle. You're either going to hit it or you're not. But the intro and the conclusion slides, you can definitely prepare for, and you can definitely wow the judges.